The topic is the return of measles, how hesitancy and disinformation are endangering our children. Take it away.
So before we welcome our guest, it's been a long week. George is out there in Vail skiing, having fun. I just came back from speaker training with Stride in Detroit, and the weekend before I was at Vegas speaking to DPC pediatricians on prevention of type 1 diabetes. Forgive me if I'm a little bit slow today. Dr. Terk attended the University of Texas Medical Branch in Galveston and received his medical degree in 1993. He completed his residency in pediatrics at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota in 1996. He's a distinguished consultant with the Cook Children's Physicians Network and practices in Keller. With his 5 pediatrician colleagues, Dr. Terk is a passionate advocate for vaccines and is past chair of the Texas Medical Association Council on Legislation. He's past president of the Texas Pediatric Society and serves on the Executive Legislative Committee and Committee on Infectious Disease and Immunization. He also serves in the American Academy of Pediatrics Committee on Federal Government Affairs and is an immediate past president of the Texas Public Health Coalition. Dr. Terk is married to Rose, his talented wife for 29 years, who has made much of his professional passion possible. They are parents to 2 grown sons. Dr. Terk, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us on a Sunday afternoon.
I'm very pleased to be with you both.
Why did you become a pediatrician?
It goes back to childhood. My father was a veterinarian, and I would go to the office with him to attend to sick animals. And so I had an early exposure to taking care of animals. It kindled in me a sense that would be something I'd like to do. I went to a Jesuit high school where my focus for service transitioned from being a physician for pets to being a physician for humans. We had to complete 100 hours of community service as a graduation requirement. I did mine at a hospital, and it really opened my eyes and made me feel at a pull in that direction. And then finally, in medical school, I knew that I needed to do something that would sustain my idealism. I thought obstetrics and gynecology would certainly be the thing to do. And third year of medical school cured me of that. And the next rotation after OBGYN was pediatrics. So that's where I really understood what I was called to do, taking care of kids. It's been a joy of my life, my entire career.
So I'm curious, was that hospital Parkland Memorial?
Yes.
So did you come across George McCracken or Eichenwald or Nelson in the pediatric department and that huge, people don't understand. This is like a whole city to itself.
It is.
But at our age as young men, these were gods of medicine.
Keep in mind, this was in high school, and I was doing a volunteer work in the outpatient clinic pharmacy. I was in a grunt position. I was not in the orbits of these giants at that time.
Okay. But people, this place is a whole city to itself. The PICU is bigger than most pediatric wards in the country. And they had, back in the 80s, they already had a PICU for cardiac patients and a general PICU that were separate. This is this is beyond a world-renowned institution.
Correct.
To just be, even just to volunteer there is an honor.
An honor that I didn't understand at the time, but certainly had its impact upon me.
Wow. What a journey. Let's discuss measles, a vaccine preventable disease. And in the show notes, we'll refer to 2 previous episodes, episode 078 with Dr. Jackson, the Dean of the Medical School in Kansas City, and episode 101 with Dr. Offut, if you want to dig deeper into some of our conversations about the disease. Measles is a very old disease, right?
Absolutely. We noted for as long as we had pediatricians in pediatric medicine, for the most part.
Yeah. So I believe the first time they identified the virus was in 1898. And in 1954, Dr. Anderson Peebles reported the virus that they could reproduce. What are the manifestations of measles for those of our colleagues who have not seen it and the parents that might listen to this episode who have they've been so lucky as to never see measles in their child?
To be sure, I never thought I would ever have a chance of seeing measles in my career, and I regret that I think that might not be the case now.